Hello.
Hello. It's getting past my bedtime.
Yeah.
Uh, Gonna be a big bar mitzvah Shabbos.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cute boy.
He's a nice kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I call him Mario.
Why?
Mayor.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's funny. Let's see here.
One thing for sure, it'd be full of people.
Yeah.
For some reason, Mario,
Yeah.
the Daf didn't,
I know. I was looking for it yesterday and it didn't show up.
it didn't show up, but it's
I don't know
it's being recorded. It's
because
first time it hasn't recorded in months for me. Okay, so we are on Lamed Tes.
What happened last night, Mario?
I don't know.
No, I tell you what happened. Last night, as the Shia was finishing, I know
You what?
this is being recorded. The sign, late, like at the end of the Shia, not like tonight. Tonight came in the beginning.
You say it was not
The
recording?
The Tsurba Shir taped.
Yeah.
Tsurba Shir.
Yeah, but that one didn't.
But the Lamed Ches didn't tape. So okay. So we're on Lamed Tes, Ahmed Aleph, 39. So we're dealing with the din of laundering the blood that splashes on the begadim. And the question is, does even by shirayim is leftover blood after you did the zrika. If that spatters, does that require kibbutz? The Gemara says, yeah, va'atanya. Damim hatu'unin yisod. Blood that is required to be poured on the yisod. Now that's clearly shirayim. Because after you do zrika sadam from a kli, the remainder is poured on the yisod. And it says clearly in the Baraisa, to unin kibbutz requires laundry. And strangely enough, because we've been learning up until now that only a machshava during an avoda that is ma'akev. So there's only 4 avodos that if you don't do them, it's ma'akev the korban. That's shchita, kabbalah, hoilacha, and zrika. After zrika, you have kapora. So dumping the blood of the shirayim on the yesod is a mitzvah. The Torah tells you to do it. But if you don't do it, the korban is still meratzah. So you would think that having a machshava during pouring the shirayim on the yesod would not create pigul. Yet it says in this brisa, umachshava moyelis behen. Having an improper machshava of chutz lizmano will create pigul. So right now we don't have hamalaman b'chutz, and if you offered that blood, which is shirayim blood, outside in a mizbech chayiv. The Gemara says, but v'domim anishpachim la'amo. Now, there are 2 different shvichas, pouring. One is pouring on the yesod. The other is if the dam is completely invalidated. They had an amma. An amma is like a creek, like a river that flowed through the Azara. And it was like a sewage system. And they would dump blood that is completely pasul into the amma. So damim anishpachim la'amma, let's say they became tamei, or they were taken outside of the Beis HaMikdash. So then, ein tu'unin kibus. That blood, if it spatters on the begodim, does not require laundry. And ve'ein machshavas moelis b'hem. Having a machshavas pigul while you're pouring the blood into the amma does not create pigul. And if you take that blood that's supposed to be dumped in the amma v'amalaman b'chutz potter. Now, man shamisle de omar malayan b'chutz chayiv. Who is the Tana who holds that blood that's going to be poured on the yesod, that if you offer them b'chutz your chayiv, it's Rav Nechemia. Vika Omer, and the same Rav Nechemia was, because it's the same Baraisa says ton kibus. It requires laundry. So the first thing that the Gemara is going to attack is what I discussed. If you have a machshavas pigul during pouring the blood on the yesod, how can that create pigul? Vehatanya, the Baraisa that discusses pigul, tells us that only an avoda that's ma'akiv kapora, then if you have a machshava chutz lizmano, creates pigul. Yatsu shirayim, to exclude shirayim, which is leftover blood after zrika v'aktor semurin, and throwing the intestines on the mizbeach at night, shein ma'afinis kapora, ein machshava moelis behen. Since those activities do not ma'akiv kapora, they also having an improper machshava during those avodot does not create pigul. So what is that Baraisa dealing with? Kitanyahi. And that Baraisa also said that shirayim blood requires kibus. It's not talking about real shirayim, where after you've completed all the zrika sadam, whatever's left is shirayim. Here it's a different shirayim. B'sholosh matonish shebachatas. Remember, yesterday or 2 days ago we learned a normal chatas requires 4 giftings, 4 zrikas. Now let's say you did the first one. Well, okay, you have kapara, but now you have 3 other kosos. You don't really have to pour them, but there's a mitzvah to put them on the keren. That's what we're talking about, where it would require kibus, and if you have a machshava of pigul, it'll happen then. Why do you call them blood hatu'unin yesod? This is blood lekeren nazli. Lechatchila, these 3 kosos, the blood should be applied to the horn, not to the yesod. So Ema, you have to amend the Gemara to say Haniti'in in Yisod. That means after they would be put on the Karen, then later on they'll be poured on the Yisod. Frag the Gemara, Umachshava Moelis Behem. Those 3 cups, after you've done the original Zrika, will a Machshavas Pigel work? Ha'amrit lo shayev lo mafaglo v'lo ayla legavoy. This blood, when you apply it, it doesn't matter any meat. It doesn't create Pigel if you have a Machshavas Chutz Lizmanu. And it doesn't have a din that you're not allowed to put it, let's say, in the Heichal, kesoifan, like regular Shirayim. Ela kitan yahi, the Baraisa that seemed to say that blood that is required to be poured on the Yisod, that we say it requires laundry and the Machshava works, it's Shirayim, but not a regular Chatas. It's bidamim apnimim. It's blood, like for the par helam davar shel tzibur, or the par yom kippur, where the blood was applied on the mizbeach hazav, and then any remaining blood has to be poured on the yesod. It's that blood. Okay, aval bidamim achitzonin mai. So what are you telling me then? The shirayim of blood on the outside mizbeach, it would be potter if you did the zrika, let's say outside. Then aditani, why did the Baraisa have to say that damim anishpachin la'ama, that blood that is poured in the irrigation stream doesn't have a chiyuv for chutz or pigul? If you're telling me that Shiraim as well of the Damim Chaitzonim, you could have said Liflok v'lis nebididei. Bamed v'armamurim b'damim apnimim. When is it required? But aval b'damim achitzonim potter if you did it b'chutz. So the Gemara answers Hamani Reb Nechemia. The Omer Shari Adam, even the remaining blood of the blood that's applied on the outside of mizbeach, sheikriven b'chutz chayiv. And lo masile tlosa b'turi l'mahadi tlosa chiyuvi. It wouldn't have been exactly the 3 chiyuvim of the dam on the inside, meaning that there's a chiyuv, there'd be a tour for offering it outside, or there's a tour for pigul. So the Tana rather compared it to the damim, the inside dam, as opposed to the like we wanted to say in the Bamed Dvar Memorial. Okay. Ravina Omar, that which it says that blood that spatters on the begodim from the Karen is Karen Mamish. It's blood that splatters directly from the horn. But if it's blood that comes from the kosos that's only royal Karen, requires kibbutz. And similarly, mina yesod, it's not from the yesod itself, it's mina royal yesod. It's the blood that's supposed to be poured there. Armler of Tachlifa Bargazal Ravina Ema, why don't you say Aidi va'aidi sheroihu? Maybe it's from both. It's both from the Karen and even from the dam in the 3 kosos, really to tell you that they don't require kibbutz. So the Gemara says, "Hi, Mai. Why? Hashta haroy lekeren amrit shelo. If the blood in the kosos that you're supposed to put on the Karen doesn't require kibbutz, royally yesod mabay, then even a step later on certainly would not require kibbutz. Ela min Karen means dafka min Karen mamish, which is that it had already been sprinkled. But minas hayesod min royally yesod. That which it says that if it's min hayesod, it's the blood that's in the kosos. Okay. Then the Mishnah said, "Kol anitonim mizbeach hapnimi." any blood that is placed on the inner Mizbeach, like the Par Helam Dover of the Kohen Gadol, or the Par Helam Dover of the Tzibur, or the Par V'sor of Yom Kippur. The Mishnah said, not like a Chatas outside, where even though l'chatchila you're supposed to put 4 corners with blood, but if you only did 1, you'd be okay. For the application of the 4 corners in the Mizbeach Hazov, you have to do all 4. And if you missed even 1, it would be miyakiv. Ton Rabon. In the Parsha that talks about the inner Chatos, it talks first about the Par Kohen Gadol. Then it talks about the Par L'Madavar Shel Tzibur. And in the second Parsha of the Par L'Madavar Shel Tzibur, it says, Ve'asala par, kasher asar l'par achatas ken yaselo. Now what's Ve'asa kasher asa? Ma b'alimot. We already learned by the Par Kohen Gadol what you're supposed to do. So to teach me lichpol ba'azaso, it's as if it's been repeated. That if you subtract it from even, all 4 have to be applied. If you even subtract 1, it's as if you didn't do anything. I understand when you're putting it on the curtain, achas v'achas, achas u'shtayim, I understand, ma'akeves b'chol mokom. We're going to learn later on, that's certainly ma'akev. But matna arba minayin, placing the blood on the corners of the Mizbeach Hazov in the Eichel, where's the ikuv? Talmud Lomer ken yasa lapar. Zeh, it's a remez to Par Yom Kippurim. And kasher asa lapar, zeh par kor Moshiach. So all of the various parim are included in this drasha. And then when it says achatas, that's the se'ira avodah zarah, that when the tzibur, when the Beis Din makes a mistake regarding avodah zarah, there they have to bring a sa'ir. All of them are the same asiyah. You place the blood on the paroiches and on the 4 corners, then you burn the meat. There's another group of korbanos on every yontiv and on every Rosh Chodesh, like tonight. Tomorrow they would bring a sa'ir. The sa'ir was brought to mechaper for unknown tumah that would occur on yontiv for Rosh Chodesh or even in between the year. They're public chatos. They're also done bifnim, like all the Par Helam Dover Shel Tzibur. Maybe those should be done the same way. Talmud Lomer ken yaseh lo. Only the Par Kohen Mashiach, but not those. Freit the Gemara logically, Maris l'Rabos Elu l'Hotzi Elu. Why did you include the Se'iri Avodah Zarah, but you excluded the Se'iri Regalim in the Rosh Chodesh? So Achar Shariba Kosovu Miyeit, the Torah sort of includes and then excludes Mar Banias Elu. It makes more logical sense to include the Sar Avodah Zarah. Shemachaprim al Averos Mitzvah Yedua. We know what the Avera was. It was Klal. The Beis Din said, "Oh, this and this is not Avodah Zarah," and then Klal Yisrael worshipped it. It's a mistaken Hora of Sanhedrin, and we know what they did. But Motzi ani Elu and exclude the Sar Regel and the Sar Rosh Chodesh she'ein mechaprin al Avodas Mitzvahs Yedua. We don't know what Avera. It's a Tumas Midas Shekdoshav that nobody knows about. The Brisa continues regarding the Par Elam Dover. V'chipir. Afal pi shelo somach. Even though the Zevchim didn't do smicha on the head of the par. V'nislach. Afal pi shelo nasan shirayim. And you achieve kapara even if you didn't pour the blood on the yisod. So again, we ask Umar Isa Lipsol Bazos. Why did you say that if you miss any one of the 7 sprinklings, achas, achas v'achas, achas u'shtayim, why do you say that that's possible if you miss? Ulahach hachsher b'smicha v'shirayim. Yet if the Zkenim did not lean on the animal, or they didn't pour the shirayim, that's okay. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe if you miss one of the achas v'sheva, it's okay. But if you miss the smich of the hands and the pouring of the shirayim, it's not okay. So the Gemara answers, Amrit, poisel bazosh ma'akvos b'chol makom. There is no place, as we're going to learn later, by sprinkling on the paroches, that you can miss any of those things. There are places where if you didn't do smicha and you didn't do shirayim pouring on the yesod, it's not makim. Okay, stop here. Okay, today is Wednesday. So tomorrow back to 7 o'clock for the daf. I think
Welcome back, Velvo.
Yeah.
Thank
Very
you, Johnny.
good.
How are you? I
Welcome
missed
back.
you long. Yeah.
Good. I'm sure it was
Okay.
nice.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Fantastic.
Good night.
Good night.